Hello, everybody. My name is Will.
And I am Chad, and welcome to the Notorious 14.
Yes, welcome indeed. Today, we are here to bring to you our personal beliefs about the topics that we covered on our channel. Without further ado, shall we get into our topics for discussion for today? Our first topic for discussion today is whether or not we believe in ghosts and/or spirits. Chad, do you want to take us away?
Yeah, well, for my personal beliefs in ghosts and spirits has to do with like my religious background. I'm a Christian, so I believe that um, not so much ghosts and spirits exist, but like we'll get into later about like angels and demons. But I don't believe ghosts and spirits do exist because like that would make room for purgatory, and I'm more of a belief into heaven or hell, and not that spirits of deceased people will roam through Earth so much. So
Very fair.
that's my personal belief in ghosts and spirits. But I mean, I'm still open-minded to it. I'm just an open-minded person, so they could possibly exist. I don't, I can't say for sure. It's like a 50-50, I'd say.
But in general, you kind of lean towards the non-existence of them.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical when it comes to like alleged proof of ghost existence. So somebody shows me a picture, I'm just kind of like, yeah, nah, that's not a ghost, you
Yeah, there's
know.
always some kind of meaning or scientific backing to disprove the the kinds of ghosts and spirit pictures we see.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
They're even some of the ones from personal friends we've gotten that are a little bit they're very compelling, but there's just got to be a better explanation, you know.
If somebody I know believes in ghosts and spirits, I'm not going to be like that person who's going to be like, "Yeah, ghosts don't exist." I don't know I don't know what the heck you're talking about. But like,
I'm you got to play with them a little bit, you know.
yeah, I'll listen to their story, and I'll listen to them and be like, "Hey, if you believe in ghosts, you can tell me their stories." It's not going to push me into a general direction of belief.
Yes,
So,
I I can definitely appreciate that, and the people that ask why we're skeptics, to our friends, to our fans, to our families. We take your stories and your evidence, we put it to the test. Most more ghost hunting videos coming in the future, for
yeah,
sure.
definitely, for sure, man.
It's a lot of
Yes, yeah,
fun.
yeah. I mean, even if I don't believe in ghosts, man, it's still a blast getting out there and ghost hunt.
Great opportunity to get
So,
outside, look at the stars, enjoy time with your friends.
what's your personal opinion about ghosts?
My personal opinion on ghosts, kind of pretty similar to yours, minus I'm not quite as on the religious side as you are, but just pure scientific backing for the existence and proof of ghosts just doesn't seem to add up very well. It's something that seems more on which we'll get into in a couple different topics, like a sci-fi, uh, fictional kind of thing that at one point in time in the past kind of was brought up and was widespread. I know it does kind of hinge on the same line as Angels and Demons, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
but I think it does the concept of ghosts and spirits does probably come from a religious background. I'm not very aware of the evidence and backing that they have for that, but um, I'm just too much of a skeptic with too little proof to really think that they exist.
if somebody came in like with a ghost and we could prove it was a ghost, I mean, I would be like, dude, yeah, ghosts are real.
Yeah,
But
100%.
chances of that happening is like very, very slow. Well, very slim, not slow.
Slow also. We've only
Yeah.
gotten a couple of people that have allegedly seen or been encountered supernatural things.
So of the many times, like the different places we went ghost hunting, I think is Fox Tower Cemetery and Pier Cheney. There's like two instances where I can say was kind of like really kind of spooky, but I don't really think it was ghost still. The first one, we were with Alex, who goes ghost hunting with us sometimes. We asked the spirit box. We were like, "Hey, can you say one of our names back to us?" And we all thought it said Chad, and I felt like something touched the side of my like right here. Well, that was kind of spooky. And like I thought it was like Alex playing a joke on me, but like he wasn't standing close enough to like touch like my ribs. So
Yeah,
that was neither were you. And that was kind of weird, but like at the same time I think it was more like just my mind playing tricks on me.
yeah. I mean, sometimes you get a little twinge in your nerves too, and it can kind of feel like that.
But even if it wasn't a ghost, it doesn't take anything out of the spookiness of it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Marley agrees.
He does.
Similarly, the same cemetery. You remember that one time we were out there and we both thought we saw the same figure?
Yeah, yeah, dude. That was the second one I was going to talk about, but take it away, man.
Talk about it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had just freshly gotten there. I think we had just gotten there. And we were just doing a perimeter check after that. We always do a perimeter check to make sure that there's nobody in there, make sure there's nothing crazy that's going to happen that'll catch us off guard. Yeah, we were looking around, and all of a sudden I was looking around, and I think out of the corner of my eye, I might see like this figure. It was from a bit of a distance, but it was just this shadow figure standing over a tombstone. To me, it looked like it was somebody with long hair, but it's hard to tell because it was just all a black figure. I thought I had caught it out of the corner of my eye. I didn't think anything of it because I'm a skeptic, obviously. I'm not the first thing I come to a conclusion of, even in a graveyard, is it's just a shadow. But it got a lot more creepy when you said you'd seen the same thing.
Yeah. Like, I think we both, like, saw it at the same time, and I looked at you, and I was like, did you see that? And I was really hoping you were going to say no, so I can be like, oh, that's just my imagination. But you looked at me and you're like, I was really hoping you didn't see that.
Yeah, that is personally the most compelling thing that's ever happened to me in terms of any kind of activity like that. Not that I'm saying it was paranormal activity. I don't believe it was, but it was such a strange coincidence that it still is pretty damn creepy.
Even to the part where, if we can definitely say it wasn't a ghost, then what was it?
Right. I mean, we're there at nighttime. Our eyes are adjusting to the dark, and we're waving flashlights around. I mean, it's very possible it was just a shadow cast by our flashlight, and then somehow in between our eyes adjusting to the darkness, it seems off. I don't have a good explanation for the fact that we both saw virtually the same thing.
We tried to recreate it a couple times, and nothing really popped up.
Yeah, really
So.
Getting chills just kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Not
And
like I said, not that I thought it was a ghost at all, but it's still creepy. We can move on to our next topic of discussion, which is
habitable planets.
habitable planets.
Habitable planets.
Which means planets that can sustain life. Is Earth the only one?
I highly doubt it.
I also highly doubt it. How about you guys? Let us know down in the comments below.
Even if life wasn't like just microorganisms and it actually evolved into like something similar to life as we know it on Earth, what stops it from being like totally different from what we can concept on Earth?
All of the beings on Earth are carbon-based life forms. I mean, there are a lot of baseline fundamental factors I'm sure that would determine the uniqueness of said evolution. So the existence of other life outside of Earth, even microorganisms, bacteria, I'd say is confirmed in a sense to me. I would be completely and utterly shocked if one day they had enough evidence to say that there is no other visible life within our spectrum of the universe. What do you think about your stereotypical average gray bulbous alien that you see on Ancient Aliens and TV and sci-fi?
I mean, I personally, I don't think they're real. I think the people's experiences are genuine, but I don't think the aliens are real, if that makes any sense.
It does. I was going to say, have you ever had a dream? A dream where you wake up and you can still vividly see what you had just been dreaming of, which, as far as I know, is not real in the slightest, but is a recreation of maybe a memory or something in your brain that has been flooded with drugs once you fall asleep.
There's sleep paralysis where people like see freaking demon girls at the side of their bed and like demons walking around their bedroom. I've never personally experienced something like that, but I've waken up and my body was still asleep and I've kind of like looked around and I couldn't move my body, but I didn't see anything. But
it's a freaky experience, isn't it? it's almost, I would explain it as out of this world. So the odds of these, I guess let's call them abduction stories, people that have been quote unquote abducted, having these full blown, pretty well detailed like abduction stories. The legitimacy of some of these stories definitely, it seems hard to believe.
I don't think like the gray aliens themselves exist very much. I think they're just kind of like a figment that people have made to kind of like find an answer for something they can't explain. But I do think there's definitely life out there somewhere.
There has to be. It would make me feel so alone in the universe, not knowing that there was some other species capable of surviving out there.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
My favorite conspiracy theory is... No. This is one that I had heard on a different podcast, so I can't claim. Apparently it's called the Aladdin Protocol. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So, I guess Disney World, each one of their characters has a little booklet. So, they have their people that dress up in the costumes of their characters there.
Yeah.
They all have a booklet with their the protocol for their character, what they should do, what they should say, what they shouldn't do, what they shouldn't say, kind of thing, their actions.
Yeah.
And this is alleged because it's a conspiracy, remember. So every single character has their book, and then there's Aladdin. And in Aladdin's textbook, his guidebook for his character at Disney World, there's a clause in there that says, I guess, Aladdin will not kill any guests unless it is absolutely necessary to protect the lives of more guests.
Okay.
And no other character has that in their book. So every other character has to just get the fuck out of town whenever something goes down. But Aladdin, allegedly, they're like, the way they talked about it, they were like, the security team was like, oh god, what do we do? There's someone attacking. And then they're like, call it Aladdin. He comes in and kills, takes out the threat. But yeah, I had previously had other ones, but after I heard that one, I was like, this has got to be the most hilarious outrage. Like, now I have my doubts about it being real, obviously.
Yeah.
I gotta think that that's probably my favorite one.
It's pretty good.
It's probably completely made up, but so are pretty much every conspiracy. Well, I think we completed what we wanted to complete today.
Heck yeah, dude. If we dived into more religious stuff than you're comfortable with, it's just kind of like we're explaining our personal beliefs and like my personal belief and like my growing up in Christianity and stuff like that. So like if you watch other content, we probably won't dive so deep into Christianity. So
yeah, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. It's here for learning purposes.
I mean, we can agree to disagree on some things and still be happy and meet in the middle.
Very much.
So,
without further ado, this is our year, 2023. This is your year, 2023. Stay toasty, my friends.
Until next time.
Like, comment, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube,
Instagram, Twitter.
If you want. Patreon.
Any social, yeah, definitely. If you want to support us in our future endeavors, definitely support us on Patreon. Sign up for a month or whatnot. We'll try to get more exclusive content onto Patreon. So if you want to see that, sign up for monthlies.
I'm working on designs for stickers, so exclusive content, exclusive merch.
Check us out on YouTube and Facebook or any social media platform that you use. And until next time, Notorious 14. Out.
Ooh.